Today, we're going to continue our Disney Princess series by drawing Rapunzel from Tangled. What do you think about that, Mr. Ice Cream?
I am super excited for this episode. I can't wait to get started.
All right, well, I'm glad you're excited.
Before we get started, the only materials you need for this project are paper, a pencil, a black marker, and something to color with.
So let's get started.
I am ready to go.
So we're going to start, as we always do, with a pencil and just draw the basic shapes of our character so that we make sure the character doesn't spill off the page. Right, Mr. Ice Cream?
He's right. I've seen it happen.
So we're going to start with just a line across the top here. And then a diagonal line like that. Straight line down. Comes back up a little bit. And we can do a little diagonal there. We're just trying to get the overall shape of her hair and her arms and her head and everything. So we'll do a little line out here. A little diagonal line that way. Just kind of goes up. A line that kind of curves that way. Just like kind of a rectangle shape for her pants there. A little kind of shape for where her foot's gonna be. This is gonna kind of curve because we're gonna do a lot of hair in this one.
She does have a lot of hair.
And then our other foot, we're gonna just do a little triangle shape right here. This is gonna curve back up over here. Maybe this goes a little bit higher. And that's pretty much it. So hopefully you can see this
I can see it.
because all of our details are gonna fit within this shape. So now we can start right up at the top here, and we're gonna try to keep this really simple so we don't get overwhelmed. So I'm just gonna draw a little diagonal line coming from this corner here, and then a little curve going up and back down and then out, like a little squiggly line like that. And then we're gonna, right from the tip of that, curve it back, and then slightly overlapping, we're gonna do another curve. And then one more right back to almost to this point, but we're just gonna kind of bring it down a little bit. And then we're gonna go back out on the other side, curve around, one more little loop for where that bump was. And then out and down like that. So now if we start from here, we can do a little curve going this way. And now we kind of have the top of her forehead here where her hair is. So now right from this little area here where it dips back in, that's where her eyebrow is going to be. So we can kind of just do like a little curving line like that, and that's gonna be her top of her eye down to her nose. And we can just do even a little bitty line on the bottom there for the bottom of her nose. And then she's kind of got this like scowl that we're gonna draw. So a little line down for her eyebrow there. Other eyebrow is gonna go like that. And that's gonna curve back up and down like that way. So now we'll put in this eye here. Just with a simple line going up like that. And then slightly overlap here. And it's gonna curve down behind her hair there. And then for her pupil, we don't want it to touch the bottom of the eye, so we're just gonna curve around like that. And then we're gonna put a little circle for a highlight on the inside edge. And then another little circle for her pupil. And then on this side, if we come straight across, we'll do a little diagonal line like that. And then slightly overlap that and go up and down this way. And then from this line, I'm gonna curve back around like this. And then same thing as this eye. We're not gonna wanna touch the bottom. And I'll put another highlight in the top corner there. Another little circle in there. You can kind of color that in.
Those are definitely Rapunzel's eyes.
And then if you want, you could add a couple little lines to the side of her nose there. And then we're gonna do a little dimple like this for the top of her lip, which is then gonna go up and down into a smile, and up and down to a smile on the other side. And then just below that, we'll do another little dimple. And then curve that right back up to meet the other ones. And then we're just gonna draw a little line that doesn't quite connect. And then just outside her eye here, I'm gonna do her cheek. And it's gonna curve down to her chin here. And then her shoulder kind of overlaps her face a little bit. So we're gonna do kind of a curve this way. And then just outside of this eye, I'm gonna come down like that. I can put in a little line for her ear over here. And then we could always change these lines as we go. But for now, I think it's looking not so bad. So, this is gonna kind of fold up. So this is gonna be a shadow in here. And this curves down like that. And it's gonna curve right behind her back. So now, where we did this curving line, we're just gonna continue that around like a circle kind of. Only we don't connect it on the bottom like a circle. Connect it on the bottom like this. And then two little lines on the side of that. Another curve like this. And that's gonna be her poofy shoulder. And then we can draw a few lines on there. And then now right from the center of her chin, we're just gonna do a line that goes kind of straight down this way. And then connect that with one more line over here. And then right from the edge of the cuff on her shirt there, I'm gonna do one curving line like that. And another curving line back that way. And then from here, I'm gonna go up and down like this. And that's gonna be the front of her dress in a second. So now her arm here is gonna be in front of everything. So we're gonna wanna draw that first. So you can just draw one line this way to her elbow. Another line back here, and then a little curve for her elbow here. And then we're gonna do a little bump there, because then we're gonna go up and add a couple little ruffles there. And then her wrist is going to continue out that way. And then we're going to keep her hand really simple. So we're just going to go this. This line comes straight down. One more line like that. Just simple like that. So now we can add a curve right here for the front of her dress. And then starting right from this line, come right down the middle there. And then that's gonna continue down just a little bit, and then curve back up to her back. And then that line is gonna curve right back up like this. And so now her other hand, or her other arm, is kind of coming out back this way. So I'm gonna do one curving line like that, and a little line for elbow, a little diagonal line like this, and then we're gonna do the same kind of ruffles we did over here. And then curve that back this way, add a little bump just like we did there, and curve that right up to her back. And now this part of the hair is gonna curve right behind this arm and then follow the same curve as her back there. And then we can also add a few little ruffles to the bottom of this and continue this line down. And then from here, we're just gonna curve out and down to about there. And this is where it gets a little bit fun. So we wanna overlap this a little bit. And just do a line that curves all the way around to her hand here.
That line was kind of fun.
And then slightly overlapping here. I'm gonna do a line that goes that way. And then curves down and up and connects to that. So now we're gonna start from back here and go around and a couple of overlaps. And then overlapping again. And right back up to her hand there. just add a couple of lines to our dress here. We're gonna add this part of the hair here, so coming right out of her hands. Nice smooth curve like that. And slightly overlapping around. We'll add a little bit of fraying at the end there. And that's gonna get really skinny as it comes back there. And then now over here, put two little lines that way. And then we'll do her thumb holding this other piece of hair, just like that. And then we're just gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4 little bumps that way. 4 little bumps that way. And then that's gonna be the other piece of hair. So now, what I love about this drawing is that there's just so much action going on with the hair here. So now, under this thing, we're gonna come down this way and curve around like that. And then another line, and curve back up. And then here, curve up and around like that. And then connect. I think maybe we made her face too big, but that's okay. So tiny little ankle here, and then her heel, and her toe. And we'll just keep it super simple like that. And then over here. Just gonna do a little shape like this for other foot. And then this line should continue back around here. Yeah, I realized her waist. Remember what I always say, you don't start drawing until you start erasing. But yeah, her waist should be higher here. Think let's see if this comes in and out like that and then curves around like it's gonna be that piece that she's holding. This is more complicated than I thought. But that's okay. We can do this together. Okay, and then this is gonna come up a little higher. just want to have this come out a little bit and go right behind her back here. And this is going to loop like that. One more piece of hair here that kind of curves behind. And that's it. So now let's go back and darken this in with some Sharpies. All right, so there's our super simple black and white outline of Rapunzel. So now we just got to go back with our eraser and erase all those pencil lines that we did in the beginning to get our overall shape.
Seems like you adjusted a lot of the lines in this drawing.
Yeah, that's right, Mr. Ice Cream. A lot of eraser on this one. All right, so I made a lot of corrections going through this thing, but that's kind of the point, is that there are no mistakes. Any lines that you put down, you can always adjust them as you go. So now it's time to color this in, so let's keep the party going. All right, so there's our finished drawing of Rapunzel. What do you think, Mr. Ice Cream?
This is fantastic. Rapunzel looks absolutely beautiful.
Did you have fun today?
So much fun.
Well, that's the most important thing. So I hope the rest of you had fun, and we'll see you at the next art party.
Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to save your seat at the next art party.